let's break this Modern Horizons 3 card in Commander. And the card I'm talking about is a card that maybe has the Commander community the most excited for any card in Modern Horizons 3 as a Commander, and I'm talking about Nadu, Winged Wisdom. So Nadu has an ability which it gives to every creature, which is when this creature is targeted, you get to reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, you can put it into play, untapped, or if it's not a land, you can draw it. You can do this twice per turn. So for every creature you have out, if you can somehow target them, you get to do this twice. Now, there's a couple things going on here. One to note is that it's not Nadu that has this ability. It gives it to every creature you have. So if you have, say, Nadu and 2 other creatures, if you can target all 3 of them twice, you can do this thing 6 times. That's pretty neat. So if you got a whole like token army out, you can do a bunch of things. So, okay, we got that going. Now we have to realize like, well, what can I do that's cheap? I have a bunch of creatures out, but I don't have infinite mana or anything. So I need something to do. People have already pointed out that you can use equipment that's very cheap or free, like Shoku, to equip for free. So if you have, say, again, like 3 creatures out, you can equip Shuko, whatever it is. You can equip it twice to each creature to trigger this, twice per creature. If we have 3 creatures, 6 times. You get the idea. You can do this a lot. But, this is kind of limiting because it's being done on your turn because you're equipping at sorcery speed. So I was thinking, like, what else can we do that, number 1, isn't at sorcery speed, and number 2, doesn't require us to have a bunch of creatures out already? Well, there are 2 creatures, at least there's probably more than this, but 2 of the ones that I know that you can use to take advantage of. I mean, you're playing Commander. Let's do things on the opponent's turns, right? So we have Aphedo Alchemist and Seeker of Skybreak. Both these creatures basically can untap themselves as many times as you want, right? So if you have these creatures out and Nadu, and the creatures can untap themselves on your opponent's turn, you can just basically have them target themselves twice to untap. And actually you could do it a 3rd time too, because if you do it, they untap themselves, they do it, they untap themselves, and then you target some other creature. So you can get this trigger 3 times on your opponent's turn, and all you need is this 1 creature out and Nadu, and you get that trigger. So that's pretty good. Now you've got lots of triggers going, and now you have to decide what you want to do with all these triggers. Well, this is the part I need your help with, because there's a bunch of things you can do. You're getting landfall triggers here because you're putting lands on the battlefield sometimes. There's a lot of good landfall things you can do. I mean, you got like old Bristly Veil that just came out, or you've got things that'll just make tokens when landfall happens. So that's one of the things you can do. Just make a whole bunch of tokens. And then if you have equipment, when it comes back to your turn, like the Shuko, you can just equip all these tokens you made to do a bunch of other things. But here's the thing is like, I want to do something bigger than that. So let me know what you would do in this combo to win. I mean, some people have said like, do a Scute Swarm thing, just make a whole bunch of Scute Swarms and win that way. But there's got to be better things out there you could do. So let me know, how do you finish this combo and win the game?